Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first build video. I'm here today with the Brokes, and I've been playing sort of a Pleasantview Strangetown combo hood, and I am working on the Brokes right now. Right now, it is Brandy and Dustin and little Bo, and she had a daughter, Scarlett. I just really wanted to redo the house. I feel like Brandy's bedroom's way too big. She doesn't need that much room, and she had like $3,000 or $4,000 simoleons worth of like pictures and a little sculpture and just unnecessary things that took up a lot of her money. So I got rid of all that, and right here I'm trying to kind of figure out the floor plan, and I'm having a little bit of trouble. I wanted to add some sort of hallway, but I guess I hadn't really realized it yet. Those two little rooms in the middle there, I decided that that's not going to work. I wanted to kind of do like an open floor plan for the bath or the living room and kitchen. So right here I'm just trying to fiddle with everything and try to get everything set up to where I like it. So I'm also trying to kind of do something with the front area by the door that it was kind of like this area, this big area. You can see the gray rug there that you couldn't really do a whole lot with it. So I'm trying to figure out how to I want to put in 2 or 3 bedrooms for the kids, and then like a bigger bedroom for the adults. And Brandy is not even going to be living here very long. She's going to be moving in with Darren soon. But I figured that Dustin, whoever he ends up being with, can be here, and he'll probably have a few kids. So right there I just put a little bathroom in. And then as you can see later on, that room that I just made there in the middle, I forget that that's supposed to be a bedroom, and I end up putting down floor tiles for a bathroom there. But I realized it later on. I'm getting a little bit closer to having the right kind of floor plan that I'm happy with, and I think I pretty much figured out that part of it. Now I'm working on getting some doors in there. I really need to find a couple more options for some cheaper looking doors. I like this one, but it kind of seemed a little bit like too old schooly for a trailer. I feel like that'd be something you would see in, like a old 100, 200-year-old home. But then here I realized that I want to make the porch a little bigger, and I'm having a little trouble with the fence, but I do figure it out. I didn't really want to change too much with the landscaping, because, as you know, the Brokes, they don't have much money. And actually later on in the game, I have to have Dustin get himself a loan of $10,000, because I want him to, of course, be the one that lives there, but I didn't want to cheat it. I just wanted to, he'll pay the loan off as he goes, and then also as he grows and earns more money, he can upgrade the house then too. I'm messing with the kind of I can't think of the name right now, but I'm messing with the bottom of the trailer anyway. Here I finally found this brick here that I liked, and I ended up keeping the siding. I think that that's pretty common trailer siding, so I liked that. And I picked a neutral color, kind of like a greenish color here. I didn't want to go too crazy with pink, because I know that I feel like that's Brandy's favorite color. So I was going to do something with the inside. I didn't want to do with the outside as well. Now here I'm just looking for some trailer walls, and I decided just to do the whole place with the trailer walls and not try to do bedroom colors. I figured that as Dustin has some kids, that we can figure out their personalities and decide their colors of their bedrooms then. And then here you can see I'm adding in some of the invisible lights, and this is something I just downloaded, and I realized when editing this video that I had to place them a few different times. I'm not sure like if you have to have one light in the house for them to work or not. I'm not sure about that, but those are new to me, so I just had to place them a few times, and then of course later on I'll have to actually place some lights down. But I don't end up doing that in this build. I wasn't really thinking about that. I just needed some light so I could see better. Now I'm struggling with the rugs here for a minute. I kind of wanted to do like a neutral kind of colors for the living room area. And then you can see that I placed the bathroom tiles because I thought that was going to be a bathroom. I had forgotten I made it a bedroom. And then over here I decided to go with I believe yellow for that bedroom, because that's going to be for if Brandy has another kid before she moves out, or if just to keep it kind of neutral for whatever kid that Dustin might have. And I'm getting started on the kitchen here. I really needed to find a nice little shelf, and I've lived in a trailer a lot of my life, and we used to have just like a little bookcase that we would keep some of our canned goods on and things like that. So I'm getting into the LMSPs now, and that is my biggest thing with building really decorating. I get way into, I spend way too much time using them, and I actually had to cut out quite a bit of footage of placing things in this video. But right here I am trying to find something. I wanted to make this area with the computer like a little private spot to, you know, go on the computer with, and I was trying to find the perfect little shelf to put that object on right there that has like the paper and the pens, and I just struggled. And then later on you'll see that I kind of figured that part out. Also when I was building, I had to cut this part out as well. When I was building the kitchen living room area, I wanted to kind of put up like a half wall to make the living room area a little bit more private, but it ended up not working. If the trailer was a little bit wider, it probably would have worked, but I had like three or four tiles wide of the half wall, and then there was only like one tile to walk in between the rooms, and I didn't think that looked very good. So as you can see here, I'm getting close to figuring out that this isn't going to work, and pretty soon here I'm going to place a different desk down. I'm just kind of rifling through my custom content, trying to find some sort of shelf that'll work there. And then I like these are the empty bookcases. I can't remember who they're by, but they're really great. I've been using them a lot lately, just kind of decorate with. You can see over by the computer there is Dustin's stank cloud, because he was stinky, and I had to, like I said, I had to bring him in to get a $10,000 loan, which I think I had done at this point. I just figured that, you know, he could pay that back, and that Brandy wasn't gonna be the one paying it back, because she would be basically at the end of this round that I'll be playing with them, she'll be moving in with Darren, so she won't need the place. I did kind of decorate the kitchen in mind of her, that she loves to cook, and I'm hoping that, I'm not sure if Dustin likes to cook, but I'm hoping that whoever he ends up being with likes to cook. Either way, the kitchen is my favorite place to decorate, and I sometimes go a little overboard with it. I'm not sure if I did this time. I just realized there was a window behind the fridge there, and I was like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Right now I'm just going around kind of figuring out some blinds and curtains for the whole place. And I still haven't realized at this point that I have no sink, which I will fix a little bit later on. I'm trying to stick with the kind of like pink and yellow. You'll see later on I use a lot of yellow. I just think that those two colors look good together, especially in this build. And I didn't want things to be too overly bright. The girl's bedroom I really wanted to place a rug down in there for the daughter. I just think it would complete the room, but I was running out of money and I didn't want to take too much. So right now I'm just kind of placing some blinds around. I end up moving this window over because it's clipping with the door there. And going into Brandy's room, I decided that I kind of wanted a little bit different blinds in her room. Also, while I was building, or kind of renovating this place, I did not move any of the windows around. I didn't even think of it, honestly. I just kind of built around them. So I also realized that I had some black windows for some reason on the end there. I'm not sure if that's something I did or not. And we're about to get started, I believe, on the top of the fridge here in a minute. And I used to have a whole packet of like little lists that would tell you what kind of OMSP to use on what object, on what surface, and how many times you had to move it up or down, or I mean up. So I wasn't 100% sure what OMSP would work for the top of the fridge, so I had to fiddle with that a little bit. And at the end of the video, you'll see in the screenshots that that one particular box is actually floating. So I'm hoping that everything else it didn't look like it was floating, but hoping that everything else looks alright. I may or may not change that. You probably never really see that in the video, or when you're playing, you probably never really see that box there. But now I'm just adding some cans and some flour on top, and I really love those cans. Those are one of the things I use the most. They come in Simlish and English versions that say spam on them, but I prefer the Simlish versions. And I really love when creators do add the Simlish versions instead of just all English. Usually you'll see things in Simlish, but some things are in English. So I'm just finishing the stove there, and what am I doing next? Yes, I'm picking out some like coffee and tea containers, stuff like that, for that one counter over there that I designated as kind of the tea and coffee area. I'm looking at these pots and pans I wanted to put on the wall, but they weren't clipping right, so I decided against that. And later on I will change the stove up a little bit, and you can watch me struggle here for a minute to try to figure out what kind of shelving I wanted. I like the simple shelves that just kind of sit there. I'm not crazy about cabinets because they kind of stick out too far, in my opinion. But I decided that shelf didn't look good next to the fridge. It was clipping into the window a little bit. I ended up going with like a simple white shelf that looks pretty cheap, but it gets the job done. So I was figuring out, kind of where the top and the bottom of my shelves would be, and that helped me figure out where the middle piece would be there. And a lot of this decorating is just kind of nitpicking little things to see what works, what looks good. Now I'm messing with these canisters again because I want to put them on that bottom shelf there. That's kind of what started me with making the shelves in the first place. I really like this little, like, looks like a little plant in a, like, little soup jar, soup can. I struggled a little bit with the OMSPs on this counter, and I realized I needed to use bigger ones because the smaller ones were clipping into the counter, and I couldn't get to them to make them invisible. At this point, I'm just adding a little bit of milk over in the coffee area as a final touch over there. And like I've said many times in this video, I just love all these little things, little items that you can place to really give it a more of a homey vibe. I decided I wanted a bowl of eggs on the counter. I have a basket of eggs that I've downloaded, but the basket just looks really big and doesn't look quite right to me. So I was getting my OMSPs all sorted out, and I ended up taking quite a bit of time making this little egg bowl, but I think it turned out nice. And I had to, as I was building this, I used OMSPs 1, 2, 3, and 4, I believe. And I did that to give the bowl like a dimensional feel, sort of like, you know, I had depth to it, as if there was like, you know, a bunch of eggs in there. And I end up kind of going with like just a little white bowl for the eggs. Now at this point I am adding a little thing of cereal. Just adding all kinds of little things throughout the whole build. This is the point where I realized that the stove doesn't look very good. I kind of wanted like an old-timey looking stove, but I think this one looks nice. I ended up making it yellow. I think that went well with the different colors. And then of course I'm adding my pots back on top of the stove. That's one of my favorite things to do to add to the kitchen aesthetic, besides, you know, putting stuff on top of the fridge. And I figured I should throw some stuff up on that shelf there, so I did that real quick. Added some flour and some cans on the top there. And a little bit of pasta, of course. Not sure if that pasta is going to be floating or not. I realized I needed a bigger OMSP for that as well. And of course we need to decorate this little bookshelf, and I realize now I probably should have added some more stuff there. This table I have a little trouble with because I realize that that little rug underneath the table is sitting on two different colored rugs at the end there, and that was just driving me crazy, so I had to fix that. But overall, I'm really happy how the build turned out. I wish I had a little bit more money to add some more decor items, but it is what it is. I didn't want to give the Brokes too much money, you know, because they are, after all, the Brokes. And moving into Brandy's room. Originally, I had made her room one tile larger so that I could fit her bed and have room on each side of it. but I do have the mod where Sims can like scoot over so you can have your bed up against the wall, but it doesn't seem to work for me very much. But in the end, I ended up just putting her bed over in the corner anyway. I'm looking for a specific decoration here. First I thought maybe a plant, and then I remembered there's this big teddy bear, and eventually I do find that and place that down. But I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time in Brandy's room because I know she'll be moving soon, and I'll just have to redecorate it for Dustin anyway. And this teddy bear that I do place down here in a second, I think really fits well in her room. I was still trying to see if there was something a little larger I could put there. And I also have this little stuffed animal lion that comes from a set I found on the Sims resource. And they're just really cute. You can't interact with them, you can view them. You know, the kids can't play with them or anything, but I think they're still really cute. I realized at this point I didn't have very much money left, but I still wanted to put up a few wall decorations. So I grabbed I was going to grab a cheap picture, but I ended up putting a couple more things in the kitchen, which they didn't need that at all. The rest of the house really needed some decor, but we were running out of money, and I can't help myself when it comes to the kitchen stuff. I just keep slapping it on there. And we're actually getting kind of close to the end of the video. I do place down a couple more things. I remember having seen that height chart, which I placed down in a minute, and I really like that, so I put that there. I really wanted to do more with this front walk-in area, but I was running out of money, and I had already taken like a couple of hours already building, so I was getting to the point where I wanted to be done with it as well. Yeah, I really love that little height chart thing there. And then lastly, I placed this down. I didn't do much landscaping because I didn't have the money, and I'm honestly not really good at it that well. So that's something that we can work on as I play with the brokes, is getting some more landscaping, because I think it looks nice. And finally I placed down just something extra for the girls' room. Like I said earlier, a rug right there in the middle of the room would have really made it perfect, but you do what you can do. So we're getting ready to be at the end of this video. I'd like to say thank you for listening to me ramble for 25 minutes or so. This is my first one, and I will be trying to get better at my screenshots and my talking and my rambling, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and I want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.